The Ferguson documentary gave me chills, to say the least. It left me speechless. I was sad and angry and frustrated. To see an innocent life taken so easily by a racist police force was very discouraging and absolutely heinous. I am not African American or Black, so I can never ever understand the impact of police brutality. But I have experienced racism in this country. And I know that this country has a deep, dark, structural history of putting down people of color, specifically Black Americans, just because our skin color is darker. And it's absolutely unacceptable and absolutely something that should not be happening. It doesn't make any sense to me why the color of our skin should equate whether or not we deserve to live happy, fulfilling lives. I'm not from this country. I am the daughter of 2 immigrants. My father is from India and my mother is from South Africa. She grew up during apartheid and came to this country escaping the racial reckoning that was happening in her own, only to realize that there was also a lot of racial reckoning happening in this country. My mother marched with her peers, with her friends and the people around her, to try to stop the apartheid, to try to stop the arrest of Nelson Mandela. And just like she did, I do the same thing here. I try to emulate my mother and be someone who helps to stand up for others and is along with them and will take their hand and know that they have an ally in me. The Ferguson documentary left me so terrified of our country and of this place that is so new to me as a first-generation American. I am the first one in my family to grow up here and to really grow up in these conditions and to see what's going on to other people of color and how they're being completely discriminated against and hated on. It's so sad because my parents came to this country looking for a better life for their kids. And unfortunately, there are a lot of the same conditions in their home countries that are the same as the US in today's day and age. The Ferguson documentary also reminded me that, when we say that history repeats itself, that's not always true. History just goes on, and sometimes it just stays the same. Things haven't really changed that much since the days of Martin Luther King Jr. We saw that with what happened with George Floyd back in June. These things just don't change, they just go on. And until we oust the policymakers who are racist and get rid of racist and discriminatory policies that disproportionately affect people of color, specifically Black and Indigenous people of color, then this country is going to continue its history of racism and of discrimination, because there's nothing else that we could do. We have to fix the underlying structures of our country. In the US, we call ourselves a brotherhood of man, but I find that really hard to believe nowadays. It really just feels like every man is for themselves, and we've lost that sense of humanity, which is incredibly sad. And the Ferguson documentary just reminded me of that there's still a long, long, long road ahead. But I have faith in my generation and in the leaders of my generation that these things will get done, and these racist policies will be out. I want to thank you for showing us this documentary in class, Dr. P, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.